The video review will start in a few seconds, but as a reminder, remember if you have a question, comment, or suggestion about this video review, the link is provided on the page below. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3DGameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Cubitek ATX ICE Case. First I'll do a quick unbox. The box itself does look quite nice. There's plenty of features and specifications as well as pictures about the product. So let me open it up and see what is inside. They include an accessory box and in it is a user's manual as well as screws, motherboard standoffs, and some rubber washers for installing the 3.5-inch drives. The case itself has pretty much your typical packaging material, styrofoam on either end, and the case itself is in a plastic bag. Now let me take it out and let's have a closer look at it. This is an all aluminum case. It's black on the outside, and the overall styling on it I think is quite elegant. Lots of curves. It looks extremely stylish. At the top there's mesh, and underneath that there's a 140mm blue LED exhaust fan. Also at the top are two USB 2 ports, two USB 3 ports, as well as a microphone jack and headphone jack. At the front top right there's the power button, reset button, two LEDs, one is for power and the other hard drive activity. They include 4 external 5.25-inch drive bays, and at the bottom there's more mesh, and behind that there's a massive 200mm blue LED fan. The left side panel and the right side panel are plain. At the back of the case, they include a 120mm exhaust fan with a grill. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. They include 2 rubber grommeted holes for water cooling tubes and or cables to pass through. As well, there's 8 ventilated expansion slots, and at the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. To take off either of these side panels, you'll need to remove 4 thumb screws, and those are located at the corners of each side panel. This case fits mini ATX, micro ATX, and standard ATX motherboards. Note that the inside is not entirely black. That's not a big deal in my opinion because, well, there's no window. There is no mesh. There's no way to see on the inside, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot. A large motherboard tray with lots of access points for routing cables through. You can see that some of the holes here, the cable management holes, actually have rubber grommets on them so you don't cut the cables, as well as some clips or tabs here to organize the cables behind the motherboard tray. And there is lots, and I do mean lots, of space behind the motherboard tray to do that. There's also a large hole on the motherboard tray for the cooler's retention plate, but unfortunately the motherboard tray is not removable. You can have up to 7 3.5-inch drives installed, but note that the bottom 3.5-inch drive is actually taken up with a 3.5-inch to 2.5-inch drive bay adapter, which you can install up to 2 2.5-inch drives on. And installing a 3.5-inch drive is really easy. All you need to do is install the rubber grommets that they included on either side of the drive. Then you've got a few thumb screws here to loosen this part, slide it to the left, then slide the drive in. Once it's in, slide this to the right again to secure the drive or drives. And note that the 200mm intake fan, which is at the front of the case, does include a dust filter. Speaking of dust filters, they include a power supply dust filter. This one's removable. All you do is slide it out. As well, they do include rubber feet here for the power supply to lodge on. They also include rubber on the left side and right side of the case, and this is to prevent the side panels from vibrating. You can fit a video card that's up to 330mm in length, a power supply that's 300mm in length, and a cooler that is 180mm in height. And an optional 120mm fan can be installed at the bottom of the case. There are 4 audio-video style feet at the bottom, and these feet have rubber inserts. Now have a listen to the stock cooling. If you're in the market for an all-aluminum mid-tower case that doesn't break the bank, but come with lots of features and specifications, plus look great and have an excellent build quality, well, I think you have found it. I'm extremely impressed with this case. Now, due to this elegant, stylish design, they've opted not to have a side window and or fan, so that might be a concern for some. And if you're thinking about installing a massive radiator at the top, well, unless you modify it, you're not going to be able to do that, unless, of course, you mount the radiator externally or something like that. But all things considered, this is a top-notch product for the money, for the features, for the build quality, for the overall design on this. It is a 100% kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.